Kate. Hello. Hi, Jen. Hi, Cindy. How's everyone doing? Hi, Virginia. I have an exciting update. I'll wait till a few more people come in, but I have some cool things to share. The Ralph Slippy Diaries and Georgia Slippy, they both arrived safely, or not both, all of them, there were 6 of them, arrived safely in Cedar Rapids. I think yesterday she received them, one of the descendants. She's very happy. Missed this new diary. I need to get caught up. This is Myrtie Wheeler. She is about, I think, 38, we figured out in this diary, and she lives with her father in Vermont. And then I saw somewhere she was a school teacher. I don't know if, at this point, if she is. They've been pretty much just sick all January. So now we're into February, and we'll be able to hopefully see more of their day-to-day life. I did just notice that the very beginning of February is in the end. I can show you the pictures, though, of the beginning of the diary. We've only read it for 1 week so far. Hey, Holly. So this is the outside. It's a pretty small diary. There's 3 days per page. This is her signature. 1905. Her father, we found out, was a pastor or a minister of some sort. And they do travel a little bit, it seems like, to different churches where he's either preaching or presiding. That he said, they said something about being the presiding elder, so should be interesting. While I'm waiting, I'll just put in for next week. The 31st. Oh, it's going to be August. July 31st. Oh, I'm in 2026. Go back. I had my physical today, so I made my appointment for next year. That's why I'm in July 2026. Okay. July 31st. Oh, I don't even know. I'm on like my calendar. I need to be on TikTok. Nah, okay. Takes a couple of minutes to show up, so. But it should be there for those of you who like to sign up in a couple of minutes. July 31st. Okay. So that should pop up in a little bit. Yes, Patreon, Kate, is basically, Patreon is a service where creators, a lot of podcasts do it, people who make videos, music artists, they make these accounts on Patreon, which is a way for their viewers and listeners to subscribe to them. So what Patreon is it's a separate service that I sign up for that people can subscribe to me. So in order to get the Diary Detectives perks, you subscribe for $5 a month, and it's like a donation. So that's why a lot of podcasts do it. They'll have their viewers donate to support the creation of their content, and in return they might get extra episodes or access to an extra website. I don't know. Everyone does it different. And for me, my perk is that I have access. I'm trying to find out. Sorry, I'm like stumbling because I'm trying to find the little thing. I have a pop-up thing for it. I have a Discord channel. So if you join as a diary detective for $5 a month, it supports the creation of content and research and all that fun stuff, buying new diaries. And it also, you can get into the hidden, I don't know if you can see my mouse, I don't think you can, hidden chat rooms in the Discord channel. So there's all different rooms where the diary detectives, we each have different projects going on. You can have your own tab where you do research and ask the other people in the group for help. The great thing about having a big group is we all have subscriptions to different newspaper websites and genealogy websites, so we can help each other find things. So you're in the Discord already. So the difference is the general Discord that you can sign up on, you can just join in my link tree. That is free for everyone, and it's basically just updates. So I'll send in there, I'm going live in half an hour, I found this picture, blah, 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 like little updates. But if you join the Diary Detective, the $5 a month, that Discord channel basically like expands, and you'll see a bunch of hidden rooms that weren't there before, if that makes sense. It's hard to describe because yes, there are basically like 2 Discords, but the Diary Detective one is kind of like an expanded one. And we have video chats too, so we have monthly meetings, optional of course, but where we go through other projects that aren't on the live stream. They're also the first, now I'm trying to get rid of this, hold on. Here we go. They're also the first people to get any updates. Like, for example, I have a grand reveal to give to you guys today. I was waiting for a few more people to come in. Now we have about 30, so I'll pop it up. But the Diary Detective saw this a few days ago. I actually did receive a picture of Myrtie and her father. Drum roll while I find the thing to click on. Hold on. Here's Myrtie. This is a bigger picture. It's part of a bigger picture of her dad and her. He's sitting and she's standing up next to him. But I zoomed in for her, and I'll show you the full picture after. But this is from the Vermont Historical Society archive. So I emailed them because we ended up finding, and whoever was the one who found that, if you're here, take credit because I forget who it was. In their archives, they had they didn't have this on the website, but they had a list of what was in the folder, and it said it included a photo of Benjamin, who's her dad, and Myrtie. And luckily I emailed them and they scanned it for me. I don't know what year. We could maybe we could guess, but not sure what year. I'm going to keep her right up here. Maybe I'll move this down like I did with Ralph. So exciting. Only week 2 and we got her picture. Now the next update is really exciting. This one is exciting too, but a lot coming at you today. Hold on, let me find, 1 second. Let me get the full picture up so you can see her dad too. I need to add it to the thing anyways. I think I did actually, hold on. It's in here. Here's the full picture of her and her dad. I know, Cindy, I made the mistake in the Diary Detectives Discord. I sent just the picture and I said, guess who? And that was a mistake because everyone was like, it's Georgia. I'm like, oh, no, sorry. I should have thought of that because that was a little bit disappointing that it wasn't her. But, yep, there's Myrtie. We have not found a picture of Georgia yet. Did women usually wear suits back then? I'm not sure, but I'm feeling like, so she was a teacher, and for some reason this seems like something a teacher back then would wear. I don't know. Maybe I'm just making that up, but. Yes, they answered very quickly. And they answered on the same day that I got my other news, which is, like, gonna blow your mind. So, for those of you who were here last week, do you remember on Ancestry I stumbled upon a tree? Someone else had built a tree for her already, and inside the tree, the photo for her profile was a picture of a diary, and it was not the diary that I have. It's unusual to be single at that age. Yes, it is. She never married. It's very interesting. which is probably why her diary ended up in the hands of someone on eBay, because where did it... I wonder. She died in 1965, so must have gotten passed around a little bit, but probably not in the hands of family. Anyways, so that the owner of that tree on Ancestry, I messaged her because I was like, wait a minute, are you family, first of all? Because if you are, I want you to have this. And second of all, maybe you're just a diary detective like us. And it turns out she is a diary detective, and, drumroll, she offered to send me, or us, the diaries. So I told her, I don't want to steal your project. She's just like me. She does, she has multiple projects going on. She's completed, actually, maybe I'll ask her first if I can share her website, but I'm sure she'll say yes. She's got a lot going on. Her website's really well put together. I'm jealous. So she offered to send them. She said she has a lot of stuff going on at once, like too much to handle, and she'd be happy to send them along. I'm going to pay her for shipping and offer her a little extra too. But I'm so pumped. She actually has 2 diaries of Myrtie's. So this was supposed to be just like a quick one-off project where we just read one small diary and then went on to a bigger series. But within a week, it has become a series of 3 diaries. So very exciting. I think she said they were 1899 and 1900, the years. So we're reading 1905, so we're going to go backwards a little bit. We'll read her 1905 and then go back in time. She looks so proper. Do you know what her family did? Yes, her father was a minister. I don't know if that would be the correct term. I think so. Preacher, a minister, and they seemed very well off. From what we have read so far, like even just here, they're like, just, I think this is from when her mother passed away. They're dealing with a lot of money on the day-to-day, like moving a lot of money. $400 in 1905, I forget what we had looked it up as, but just like large amounts of money. So I think they definitely were pretty well off. This is why we shouldn't neglect the ones that have one diary. Yes, it grew so fast. It's incredible. And I wonder too, like, that was just on the surface. So yes, he did. He invented brakes for a wagon, I think. Improvement in wagon brake. Yeah, I forget what I was saying. Yeah, it's really going to be really exciting. Oh, what I was saying is if this was available, all this information just on the surface of the internet, I wonder how many more diaries are out there and how big her story will grow to be. It's so exciting that we found a picture already. Maybe there'll be more. Anyways, let's start reading February. And let me make sure that I have my TikTok or my YouTube chat popped out too. Okay. Oh, I thought of, here's an update on the wedding. Does she do dishes? They haven't mentioned a lot of dishes actually yet, but they've been very sick all of January, so I don't know. She talks about housework though and chores. So maybe that's part of that. I'm thinking, we were talking about a guest book, and I was going to do like an old scrapbook, or I was thinking even a diary. That would be cool. I might do old postcards, because I know there's an antique store near me that has like 1 million postcards in there, like 50 cents each or something. I might go and find old postcards from places that are special to me and Ian that we've been to or that we'd like to go to, and that would be cool, because then I could, the people, the guests could sign on the back of them, and I could make them into a book. Like, I could bind them together. I think that would be neat. And still kind of go with the antique vintage, like, secondhand feel. So that's where my head's at for that. Ooh, metallic Sharpies. That's cool. You've collected over 100 old postcards. I love that. I have a bunch that are already filled out. I'd have to find them that are like blank, but there's a lot out there that are blank, probably more than filled out. I'm excited to go to that antique store because they have from what I remember, just like tables full with boxes on the tables of all different postcards, and they're kind of sorted, but people have been through them and moved them around, so they're not like super organized, and I can't wait to pick through them. Someone on Etsy could bind them. I think I'm going to do it myself. I've made a couple of little books here and there. I made a 400, it says, is equivalent to almost 15K. Yeah, it's crazy. I've made a couple little sketchbooks and like art books. So that'll be fun. And then it will be a little bit on the smaller side, so it won't take up a bunch of room, but it'll be something that'll be cool to flip through. So that's my plan. Okay, February 1st, 1905. What year was the photo? I am not sure. They didn't say in the email, and on the back of the photo, it said who was in it, and it said like when they acquired it at the museum, but it doesn't say when the picture was taken. Author, and she seems to be talking about it so casually. Hold on. Oh yes, the author. Okay, your name includes author. Okay. I was like, author, and she, okay. Yeah, she is. She's like kind of casually mentioning these large sums of money. So we'll see. I think there's actually more money talk in this one. It's interesting though, she's talking about her mother's estate, but her mother died in like hold on, I shouldn't guess because I don't have her tree started very much yet. Her mother died in 1875. Well, her biological mother. Then her father remarried, and this must be her. Maybe she had died in 1903. Maybe Myrtie is referring to her as mother. I was thinking like if she says mother, she's talking about Sarah, who is her biological mother, but maybe she's talking about Harriet, because she talks about they're paying for the monument at the cemetery, which is really cool because she's talking about them having this monument made and carved. So it's like cool that you can see it, what she's talking about and paying for. Oh no. Hey, Rachel. Ooh, Rachel. Hold on. Clicking on the thing. It's Rachel's birthday today. Her actual birthday, not her diary birthday. Happy birthday. Yay. Hope you had a good day. Okay, we've got more money. Father deposited $525. Someone do the math on that one. If $400 is 15K, I could do it. Inflation calculator. $525. $19,000 equal to. Father deposited $525 in the Union SB Morris Savings Bank, Morrisville. I deposited $60 of the note he paid me in full, which amounted to $66. We took dinner at Burt Ward's in Elmore. Stayed home all night. Okay, I think I'm gonna start doing those little lists again, because with Ralph I stopped because a lot of the people we saw over and over again, but now that all these people are new every time, I'm just gonna keep track. Burt Ward, Elmore. And I forgot, I usually would keep track of the date that they set it on. Okay. Oh, did I miss something? Yeah, thank you. Oh, at home. Oh, stayed at home. Thank you. Okay. February 2nd. Yes, this is a new diary, and we already have a picture of her. She's up in the corner. Her name is Myrtie. And I'll probably just repeat myself all night because I want everybody to know the other news. I found someone, 66%. I thought so too, but I think it's 66 and 00, like no cents out of the dollar, if that makes sense. I found someone, and again, whoever, no, never mind. That was whoever told me about the Vermont Historical Society. I want to thank you. I just forgot who said it yesterday, or last week, who told me that picture was in there. She's from Vermont. And so the person on Ancestry that I found had a tree. I'm getting distracted because I'm reading the comments. Had a tree with her in it, and they had a picture of another diary inside that family tree. I reached out to her, and she offered to send, she has 2 diaries by Myrtie, and she's going to send them to us. So now this one-off diary has turned into a series right before our eyes. So we have 2 more of Myrtie's diaries coming from 1899 and 1900, I think. Yeah, it's like how someone would write a check. Okay. Father and I about home. I did the work in the house. He did his chores. Sounds like they're feeling better. We stayed at home all night. This diary I got on eBay. And then the other diaries written by her, I stumbled upon someone on Ancestry who had them and reached out to her. She's a diary detective like me, and she offered them to me. I love that. Teamwork. And I told her she's going to be an honorary diary detective in what's the word? In exchange. She's going to get to be in our group for free. I used to get to volunteer hours to do this. Oh, that's really cool. At like a historical society or something? I want to hear more about that. Father and I about home. It is a cold day. I made a new cushion? Looks like cushion for the big rocking. It definitely says cushion, but I'm gonna assume that it's cushion for the big rocking chair. Cute. We stayed. I wonder what color it was. At home all day. A new chair cushion. Maybe she was going to write that and just blended the words together. Interesting, because she is a school teacher. You'd think she wouldn't make those mistakes. But Saturday, February 4th. Hold on, did I miss something all night? Thank you. Okay. Father went to Worcester Corner in the afternoon. Okay, I want to put on my list, find more old maps. Oh, that's cool. Through Smithsonian. I remember when they were posting asking, I think it was Smithsonian, one of them was asking for volunteers. Father went into Worcester Corner in the afternoon. I covered the back of the big rocking chair. Uncle E.O. Wheeler came in the eve and stayed all night. We stayed at home all night. Okay. E.O. Wheeler. Oh no, my pen ran out. There's got to be another one. Nope. Hold on. Oh, Claude's back there. Hold on, let me see if you can see There's Claude watching us. I'm gonna go get a pencil. Stole it from Ian's desk. Okay. E.O. Wheeler, uncle. Let's see on Find a Grave if he's just on there. Siblings, Lauren. Him. E.O. Enoch Alonzo Wheeler. We do have a picture of one of her aunts too, Hannah Wheeler Towner. Cool. Who knows, maybe she'll start mentioning some of these people too. February 4th is your birthday and you just joined. Hold on. Happy diary birthday to you. I love getting to use this. Yay. It's very special when you just join in on your diary birthday. Her uncle must have really hated their name to go by E.O. Yeah, it is a very bold name. Enoch Alonzo. Okay, father and I about home. Uncle E.O. Wheeler went away from here. Went away from here. Father called at Philo Brown's. Philo Brown's? Don't know. We didn't find him last time, right? I don't think so. We found... Who were these people? Good thing I linked it. Yes, that is him. Okay, we found Philo. Or Philo. There he is. And that's his wife. And that's Myrtie's grandfather. I wonder, is he in the same chair as the father? Might be. They have all this money because they always stay home. I missed last week. Excited for this new diary. Yes, this is a good one. And exciting news. So we already found a picture of her. And this new diary has turned into 3. Because I found someone on Ancestry who also collects diaries and had a bunch from, or had 2 from Myrtie. And she offered them to us. So we're going to get 2 more diaries in this story. And then hopefully we'll have 3 to return to a descendant if we find them. You look like you belong on Pretty Little Liars. I wonder, do I look like a certain actress on Pretty Little Liars? Or you just mean I look like I have some secrets? Appalachian vibes. From me? Hold on. I'm trying to move Myrtie out of the way. I'm on the wrong thing. Okay. Hold on. Make her a little smaller. I don't want to make her smaller. You know what I'll do instead? I'll move everything else. There's too many things on this screen. Everything else gets moved down. And you guys will probably let me know. That's probably too far down. I don't know what I'm clicking on right now. Let me know if the chat now interferes with everything, but... Oh, Myrtie and her accent. Yeah, she's from Vermont, so the Appalachian Mountains go through Vermont, right? I'm thinking of the Appalachian Trail. Does the Appalachian Trail go through Vermont? I think a little bit. Oh, thanks. All right, I washed white something and did other work. CLO. What it could it be? Is that a thing? Moleskin. Oh, you're talking about this. This is work in the house. Yes, I know. Oh, cloches. Yes. Okay. Yes. That's like a drapey hat, right? Like a veil, kind of? No? Oh, I'm wrong. Okay. Let's look up. thought it was like a thing that went over your face, but I'm wrong. Like this. Oh, and you can't even see it, but cool. Okay. And did other work in the house. Father went to Worcester Corner afoot. I like that. To the P.O. He came home. That means post office. We stayed at home all night. I love that he came home. As if, like, she didn't know if he would. I washed. Oh, you guys were reading the next one. Flannels and rinsed. Oh, do you think it's clothes? Washed white clothes and rinsed white clothes. Because that's definitely... I guess that would make sense. I thought maybe she had multiple white hats, but could have been parole office. Could have been. You're right. You're right. I think that it's it might be clothes. Cuz then she washed them and then rinsed them the next day. Father helped me wring them, also helped me mop. We stayed at home all night. Such a quiet life. I made 2 pies and boiled victuals. Father is progressive with helping her do housework. Yeah. Unfortunately, her mother has passed away and her stepmother has passed away, so neither of them are around. Her stepmom, his second wife, died 2 years before. Victuals means food. Okay, good, because I thought it meant, like, I was thinking of, like, vitriol, like, gross, like, I don't know. So that's good. At least it's just food. I know her handwriting is a lot easier to read than Ralph's. We're going through it a little bit faster. Oh, it is very pleasant. It is a very pleasant day. Father about home. Look at that fancy F. We stayed at home all night. Every entry, we stayed at home all night. We stayed at home all night. Remind me how old she is. She's 38, I think. About. That's what we had figured out, right? Oh yeah, I forgot about this cool picture we saw last time. Where is she? That's not her. Oh, I'm on the wrong thing. This. Benjamin, 1835 to 1905. Oh, she's about 40. Oh. No, that's not her. I was confused. Okay. 1867. She's 38. I can't do math with years. I don't know what it is about years. Old maid, not married. Yeah, she never marries. She stays with her dad, and then her dad passes away, and she's, I guess, all alone for a little while. When did her dad die? 1920. What was that sound? Meowing? Yeah, so she's by herself for a while. I know, we have to look into, I couldn't find them in many newspapers. We'll have to look into her life, like. So Carly, her stepmother passed away 2 years before this. So it's just her and her dad. Father visited at... Is that Ed Wheeler's? It's hard to tell. Yeah, it is sad. Her mother, her biological mother, died of tuberculosis. Or was that the second wife? I can't remember. I forget. We'll have to nail that down, but I think they both were sick. I am at home. Do not feel very well. He came home and we stayed at home all night. She's from Calais, Vermont. I think I pronounced it right. I forgot if someone corrected me last time. February 10th. There were a few towns in Vermont that I was saying wrong, but I think it's Calais. Where'd you get the diary? From eBay. Father and I about home. I am not feeling very well. We stayed at home all night. Pretty much since the beginning of the diary, she's been talking about not feeling good. Yeah, they've been sick this whole time. Yeah, I know. Her dad is all she has left. They're a very sickly family. At least in this point, I don't know. We'll see. Winter in 1905 doesn't sound very pleasant. Father went in Vermont too. Father went to the VO at Worcester. At least he's like out and doing things and got the mail, so he's probably feeling better. I did the work in the house. He did his chores. He stayed at home all night. Luckily, Bear Rye, you say you hope this doesn't go badly. The good thing is we know that this isn't their demise because we found them on Find a Grave and Ancestry, so we know this is not like how they die. It is crazy though. In the past, we've read diaries and we've known like, oh, this person, they die in this year. Like Todd Delaney, we were reading his diaries from Iowa. And I called them the Weatherman Diaries. They're on my website if you want to read them. But we reached the point where it was the year he died, and his wife was talking about how he wasn't doing very well. He had a stroke, and he was getting better, and he was like out walking, and she was hopeful. But it's like we have this weird perspective where we know that he doesn't make it, and we know that he's not actually getting better. It was like, yeah, that was really rough. Because you're reading something, like she's writing this at the moment. She obviously doesn't know what's in the future. And it's just kind of like an eerie feeling. Yeah. Where do you go to get these diaries? I'd love to hop into this hobby. This one came from eBay. I got one at an estate sale. I think that was just like a random thing. I've never seen them at estate sales again. Some people get them at antique stores. I just find eBay is the easiest. I've also had a few donated to me, so all different places. Yeah, that was a tough one. Yes, I have the physical diaries. And then when I finish them, if we are able to find descendants, I try to send them to descendants if they're interested. So for example, we just finished one and someone asked about my website, so I'll show you that. My website is www.thingslostandfound.com, and if you go onto the website, you'll see these little buttons. This is the one we're working on now, but the Slippy Diaries, it was a series of 6 diaries. It's not going to load, but on your computer or phone it should. These are like Google Slides documents that you can open and you can read the diaries within them. It's like basically like a digital scrapbook that I keep, and I put pictures of the people that they mention and the places. So that's where I upload the diaries. This series I just sent off to a descendant and she got it. She told me yesterday that they have arrived, so that's exciting. This is the Weatherman Diaries I was just talking about. I met the diary writers. There were two of them, Edna and Todd. Their great-grandson, Jim. So I talked with him. I did like an interview with him. And then those diaries are with him as well. So we've had 2 successful diary series sent home. And I do have some photos that I identified that I'm going to send to a descendant soon. This is a new diary, yes. Oh, cool. Your great-grandmother's a Wheeler, too. Is she from Vermont? If so, reach out, because maybe you're a descendant. Thank you. That's nice, Kayla. I am. It always feels really good to finish the series and, like, have something to do with it. Like, I could collect diaries, but I'd have so many of them, and it is cool to meet new people, and they're always really excited, so. I'm transcribing my mom's letters home from college in 1950. Her script is so hard to read. That's cool. And yeah, I do all this for fun. I have a Patreon account, so people do support me on there. It's like a little side project, but it's not my full-time job. Do you get any from the UK or other countries? So far, I have just done diaries from the US. I have inside my, 160 people. Holy crap. Thanks for saying that, Nikki. That's crazy. Hey, everybody. Now I'm nervous. In the Patreon, I have some diary detectives who are from the UK and Ireland, and so they read diaries from all over the place, but yeah, the ones that I've read have all been from the US. I try to stick for myself with US. Not that I've had many opportunities to read out of the country. They don't really pop up for me, but I have an Ancestry subscription that's just US. I'd have to like upgrade everything that I subscribe to, and it's already like, anyone who does this knows all of those add-ons are so expensive. Like paying for newspapers.com and Ancestry, it's like, it adds up really fast. So I try to keep the US membership, and only when I really, really need to, I do the world membership for like a month. Yeah, it's harder to search internationally. I did have the world membership for a while when I was doing my own family tree, and I tried to get as much information as I could, but I tried to like download that, and it's just crazy. I don't remember exactly how much it was, but it was crazy. This encourages me to journal more, so maybe Addie's descendants can find it. Cool. Reading this diary from 1917, I don't have it like totally typed out in here, but this, I did like a presentation at her summer home. It's now a museum. It's like a crazy story. This is what started it all, and she inspired me to start keeping a journal too. So I feel you. I get that comment a lot, that a lot of people start keeping a journal after seeing it. Yeah, someone mentioned AI. AI definitely can be used as a tool, and a lot of people will ask, like, why don't you just put the diary into AI and have it type it out? And the answer is kind of, I just like, this is fun to do. Like, I enjoy this. The site is thingslostandfound.com. You have to put www. But it's also linked in my link tree in my bio if you want to click on it there. Whoa. But everyone who's new, there's a lot of people in here today. Anyone who's new, this is a new diary that we just started, so this is the perfect time to join in on the fun. We read through a series of 6 of them by a man named Ralph Slippy. We found out all about him. Hold on, I'll just show you a picture of Ralph. Here's Ralph. He was the mayor of Waterloo, Iowa for a time. So we read his diaries and a couple of his wife's diaries, researched them, found a ton of pictures and newspaper articles and events and places and all things that he mentioned, and then I returned them to a living descendant. You have access to good information, to be honest. I did a DNA test for Ancestry, and there's so many dead ends. You mean through AI? Is that what you're talking about? Oh, true. And the typing is part of absorbing the knowledge, definitely. And I like how once it's typed, it's so much easier to search through. You have like a record of, oh, you did a DNA test. Sorry, well, let me read it again. Yes. I did a DNA test with Ancestry too, and I actually ended up finding a few like long lost relatives. Like there was on my dad's side, his great grandfather or something, or maybe his grandfather, I don't know, had a fight with one of his brothers, and then like after they had the fight, they never talked again. So his brother had this whole family that didn't know the other side of the family, and that guy had been looking for his side of the family for so long, and then he found me on Ancestry, and that was really cool. I just found another person a couple of weeks ago, so that's really fun. I had a friend who found a brother. That was a little bit of a shock. Father and I about home. Did not go to church. We stayed at home all night. I started wheat bread and other housework. Yeah. I'm like, where's that one? February 13th. Father and I about home. I started wheat bread, and did, I cannot type today. Sometimes I'm good and sometimes I'm not. And did other housework. He did his chores. Yeah, her mother had passed away in 1875. And her stepmother passed away 2 years before in 1903. So they have both passed away. So it's just her and her dad. Here's the picture I have of them. That's Myrtie and her dad. I know, Liz said, I love how she reports staying home at night as if they might have gone out on the town. I know, and they, so far, we've only read like 1 month so far of hers, but they've always stayed at home all night. They have not gone anywhere, so I'm wondering what is the, if she has to say it, like what's the norm? What a glorious beard, yes. Yeah, she was pretty young. I think it was her biological mom who died from tuberculosis. It could have been the stepmother, but I think it was her biological mother. Okay, Valentine's Day. I baked wheat bread. George, yeah. Yeah, she was, someone can do the math. If she was born in 1867, I can do it on my phone. I'm like really bad at just math in my head. Her mom died 1875. As soon as it's like a year, for some reason I can't do it. Wait. She was really young. No. Yeah. She was only 8. That's sad. Okay, Geo is usually short for George. Hill. Hold on. Okay. George Hill called here. Yeah, she was 97 when she died. She lived a long time. Also, Lizzie Fowler. I think her dad lived really long, too. It says it. 89. But yeah, she was like, I think it was 97. Yep. Myrtie. George Hill called here. Also, Lizzie Fowler. Father did his chores. We stayed at home all night. What are you doing, Claude? He's scratching at the floor. He's just been there watching. Addie's going in my journal. My aunt found a book that had info that I was looking for about a grandmother, her sister who passed. That's crazy. What are you doing, Claude? Are you being crazy? He is being crazy. He's having zoomies, maybe. Okay. February. Thank you. Claude is very voluptuous. Except it's kind of a problem. So we have two cats. They were brother and sister. They're brother and sister, not were. And he's the fluffy one, and she is not fluffy. She, like, it has the exact same patterns and coloring, but she's short hair. And you'd think he would be the one that sheds a lot, but it's actually her. So she lets me brush her. She loves it. And thank God, because she needs it. It's, like, horrendous how much she sheds. But he doesn't let me brush him. And he doesn't shed that bad, but his fur is so long that he gets, like, mats. And I'm going to have the vet cut some of them off. Like, they're small mats, and I do try, but, like, in his tail especially, because he does not let me near his tail. If anyone has any suggestions for that. If you have cats with very long hair. I never had long-haired cats growing up. He looks like my boy Jack. Oh, he passed away. Yeah, I never had long, fluffy cats. I always had short-haired cats growing up. So this is new to me. Burrito method. Oh, like, but if you wrap them up, how do you brush them? Or, like, trim them? I have gone so far to, like, as to try to trim hair from under his tail while he's eating. And he lets me do it for, like, a second, but then he's done. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I think I just have to desensitize him to it. Maybe if I keep trying, he'll let me. But when he goes to the vet, he gets, like, he freezes. And he actually lets them, like, do anything to him, which is hilarious. Like, he runs away. Yeah, sorry. He runs away from me when I try, but he doesn't run away there. Okay, I ironed. Father and I visited. Yeah, my roommate in college had a ragdoll cat. So cute. The exact same at the vet, just freezes, like, it's panic. Father and I visited at Charles Hills. Okay, Charles Hill is probably related to George Hill. And then we've also got Lizzie Fowler. Maybe before I log off today, we can look. Erin said, if only I wasn't allergic to them. Oh, you're a dog person by default. I'm a cat person, definitely. But yeah, that would stink if I was allergic. But you're not allergic to dogs? That's good, because some people are both. He went to J.B. Van Ornums and heard Romeo, so many interesting names, Romeo Van Ornum play on his violin in the evening. We came home in the evening and stayed all night. Let's look up Romeo Van Ornum. Okay, well, maybe it's not going to be that easy. You think it's Osmond? Okay, maybe. Could be. Myrtle, I think her name is just Myrtie, is mentioned in a lot of newspapers. What newspapers are you seeing her in? Because I have a subscription to newspapers.com. I don't know if I've actually just done a general search of her. Let's see. From, we'll do, I don't know, I'll do some. Okay, yeah, she is mentioned quite a bit. I guess we haven't done any big searches. I was trying to search her obituary one time. But yeah, she's mentioned. You think it's Ornum too? Miss Myrtie Wheeler is preparing to go to the Adirondacks for an indefinite stay. Huh. Ooh, hold on, let's see. Quite a number are sick in bed and some are just getting a little better from the grip, which is the flu. Miss Myrtie Wheeler had to close her school for the present and return to her home in Worcester on account of illness. God, she is sick a lot. Yes, Deb, the Historical Society did get back to me and they sent me the picture. So this is Myrtie and her dad. And I also put Myrtie's picture up in the corner, so she's permanently there. But so exciting. And the person from Ancestry that had a tree with her in it, with myrtle in it, Myrtie, not Myrtle, she's going to send me 2 diaries written by her. She had 2. So this is going to become a diary series. They did not mention, I mentioned about her dad's diaries and I offered to transcribe them for them if they wanted, and then they just didn't really mention that in their response, so I'm assuming that's a no, so I didn't push it. But I did offer. Oh, maybe I did see her. Okay, hold on. Her obituary is the Burlington Free Press, May 11th, 1965. I don't know if that's, maybe I had just put the town. Okay, 1965. Let's see. Yep, okay, it's in here. Maybe we had found that already. I don't know. A retired school teacher. Okay, I'll save that. Yeah, there's probably, we just started reading this last week, so there's probably a lot of things out there that we just haven't seen. I know, I'm excited. Was it a family member that you bought the diaries from? No, I don't think so. Actually, I found out later that there were more for sale, too, of hers, but they all kind of got separated. I don't know. I did ask the lady who's sending me the 2. She thinks she got them from eBay, but she doesn't remember. No, I haven't looked up Lizzie yet. Let's do a few more entries and then we can do a little researching. I swept father's room. We went to Sylvester, another name, Sylvester Fuller's in the afternoon. Took tea there, came home in the evening. It is very moonlight. Okay. We stayed at home all night. It is very moonlight. February 17th. Father and I at home. We worked repairing the buffalo. What's that? I did the work in the house. Today I just can't type. We stayed at home all night. I started this one last week, so brand new diary. Father and I at home. We worked repairing the buffalo. Anyone know what that could be? Finished it. I did the work in the house. Father swept and did his chores. He stayed at home all night. It is cold and windy, but the sun shines. Father and I at home. We stayed at home all night. Buffalo hide? Like a hide of a buffalo? Repairing the buffalo. Could it be, I'm thinking repairing like some kind of machine? She's from Vermont. Meat? Yeah, but repairing? Like fixing? We worked repairing the buffalo. Buffalo Expressway? What's that? Buffalo tractor? I was thinking maybe it's something like piece of machinery. What is a water buffalo machinery? I don't know what any of that is. Buffalo Forge Company? 1905. Pumping station. Buffalo Express postcard. Okay, Buffalo Express. Just buffalo machine. Oh, okay. No, that's a machine gun. I don't think they had that. Drill presses, woodworking machines. Threshing machine. That's something to do with farm. Yeah, there, Sarah, there was a mention when I looked on Google too of a machine gun, but I don't think it's them. Buffalo steamroller, maybe. Maybe she'll elaborate. Sometimes I spend so much time like trying to figure something out, and then the next entry she like, or whoever it is, explains. So we'll see. Father called at Philo Brown's and Omar Wheelock's. I am washing. Stayed at home all night. Hold on, Corinne. I put at home twice. Thank you. Corinne, I don't know what you're saying. Question mark too. Hold on, I'll go back and look. Oh, buffalo hide? Possibly. Don't know. This is an interesting stream. Not seen this before. Yeah, it is. It's fun. I've been doing this for a long time. We go through different projects. Buffalo stove? Possibly. I don't know if you know anything about buffalo stoves, let me know. Father and I went... there was an article that mentions repairing the shores of the Buffalo River. Is there a Buffalo River in Vermont? She loves saying we stayed at home all night. I know. That's her like sign off. I googled 1905 and repairing the buffalo, and it said referred to conservation efforts. Okay, that could go along with the river. How do you find these artifacts? Or the buffalo. Oh, you mean like actual buffalo. This came from eBay, the one that I'm reading now. Father and I went to North Calais, took dinner at Johnny Hawkins. That's another cool name. Came home just at night. Father left his best harness to be repaired and oiled at W.F. Ainsworth. night. Buffalo River flows from Buffalo, New York through Vermont. Okay. I'm gonna put it on my list. I can look more into machine, question mark, river, don't know. There's also something called the Buffalo Breakwater System. Before I log off today, we'll do a search and we'll look in the newspapers at that time in that area and see if anything is mentioned. Father and I went to Frank Fuller's. Took tea there, came home in the evening. Mr. and Mrs. Fuller and Mabel were at home. Mary was away. Came home and stayed at home all night. Father and I went to Orrit Thurston's and saw Mrs. Lydia Daly, Carlton Daly's widow. We took dinner there. Father went to something and number 10 and got his harness. Stayed at home all night. Okay. Claude's eating. I was trying to figure out what he was up to. He gets into trouble sometimes. Okay, God, not God. Thank you. Typing has been a struggle today. Father and I about home. Ooh, your birthday. Hold on. Happy birthday. Happy diary birthday. I did the work. Hold on. I gotta go check on Claude. I think Claude was scaring Basil away from the food. Hold on. Sounded like a scuffle. This helps me read my 1950s diaries I bought. Thank you so much. I love this channel. Yay! You're welcome. Izzy loves books. How can I research? Hold on, I lost your comment. How can I research old things like this? I want to start. I got this diary on eBay, so you could start there. Father and I about home. I did the work in the house. We stayed at home all night. I also have a Patreon group that's like a diary detective research group, kind of. And we do projects on there too. So if you wanted to start something but didn't want to invest in a new diary, because sometimes they can get pretty expensive, you could sign up for that. My favorite show is on. Thanks, Tristan. And you could get a taste of it and see if you like it. Took dinner at Philo Brown's. Went to L.W. Porter's. Took tea there. Father called at Chauncey Hunt's. What is with these names? We came home in the evening, stayed at home all night. Chauncey Hunt. Okay. Stove, not store. Done where? Mended this. Yes. Thank you. I get into just typing mode and I don't even know what I just typed. Why does she reiterate we stayed at home all night? I have no idea because it seems like she stays at home all night every night. But I don't know. We've also just started reading her diaries and they've been both, her father and her have both been sick. So maybe it's not something they always do, or maybe it's just something she just like, I don't know. She's writing it again. Maybe she just writes it every day and most of the time they stay home. I don't know. I have a trunk of diaries from my family that starts in 1934 and the last one's 1982. That is a really cool treasure to have. And I suggest that just for yourself and like your family history, you should transcribe them like I'm doing here. Because then you'll have a record of them. If anything were to happen to the physical copies, you have them. The benefit of having this typed out too is you can like learn about your family history and search. Like, let's say, oh, she's mentioned Chauncey before. She hasn't, but like you could search the name and it will tell you where else in that diary has that person or place been mentioned. So it's really valuable. Low-key found out my mom's dad isn't a real dad. Oh no. Family lore. That's crazy. Stayed home, ate ice cream. Yeah, I that's really cool that you have all of those. I wish I had diaries from my grandparents and stuff. That'd be really cool. Okay, did I already do this one? No. Father called at Omar. Have you tried using OCR technology? I don't know what OCR technology is, but if it's like, is it like something recognition or AI? I haven't tried to use anything like that. I enjoy the process of transcribing it. That implies that I'd be able to read my great. Oh, okay. So Maverick plays, if you need help reading the cursive, that's what I love to do. So if you do actually want to transcribe those things, like I mentioned before, I have a Patreon group full of diary detectives like myself. We love deciphering handwriting, figuring out stories. So if you like really wanted that done, you could join my Patreon or you could just email me. It would be a lot to email pictures of every page, but like I am willing to help if you do get stuck on words or you need help. We like to do that kind of thing. Don't let that stop you. I will say too that it is tough at first when you're reading a new diary. Luckily, Myrtie's handwriting is pretty easy to read, but I've read diaries in the past that are tricky and the cursive is difficult to read. Once you start, and like it takes a little while, you have to really decipher it word by word for a little bit, but you do get used to the person's handwriting and it does come easier over time. Like Anglesea's handwriting, which I don't have a sample of it right here, but actually I might in here. I feel like I might have a picture of it. Her handwriting is crazy. No, this is all from Ralph. Hold on. I'm going to look in one more place. Here. This is Anglesea's handwriting. It took me forever to figure out that, like, this word, that says lunch. She makes her N's and her M's almost look like they're upside down. Like, M's look like W's and N's look like U's. So, and, like, this is Betty, I think. So, this says meeting. So, you see how fast I'm reading this? Train. Met me at the train. So, like, I've learned her handwriting, so it comes easier. It's crazy. When I first started reading this, I couldn't decipher it every other word I had to like use context clues and then go back and compare. And so it is worth the work. Some handwriting is harder to get used to than others, but I promise you you'll get there. Okay, February 27th, I swept Father's room and mine and did other work in the house. Would your group help picking out a diary to buy? How do you know what's real or Okay, I have some tips for you. If you're looking on eBay, my first tip... Hold on. Let me just finish this sentence. Father and I stayed. Seems like Lizzie is one of her friends. If you're looking on eBay, my first tip is to look at the description and make sure it says that the diary is full. Like if you're doing it for this purpose. If you just collect old things and you don't care if the diary is full, then whatever. But if you're buying it to read it and type it and research it, then you need as much information in there as possible. So I usually look for sets of diaries, like multiples, but those can get very expensive, so I don't buy them often. Even single diaries, people, like, it can be ridiculous what they're asking for. So don't buy the first one, like wait and bid on a couple and just like, it'll happen when it happens. I definitely am not out here spending like hundreds of dollars on diaries all the time. So if the description doesn't say that it's full, then send a message before you actually buy it, because it would be very disappointing because obviously when they put the pictures up, they're going to take pictures of the pages that are full. And if you don't make sure, like if you message them and they say it's full and then you get it and it's not, then you have a reason to be able to return it. But like most people are just honest with what's actually in there. Usually you'll come across diaries that say like, oh, there's 10 pages written and the rest is empty. I would not go for a diary that only has 10 pages written in, because that doesn't give me much. But yeah, it's all about like searching and taking the time to look. I guess it is helpful when the diary has a name in it or there's some kind of person identified in the description, but we've also been able to find like Todd Delaney, the weatherman. We called him the weatherman because we didn't have a name. So we've been able to find names of people that weren't mentioned in the diary too. So it's all about like how much you want to be researching. Yeah. Yes. Someone asked, Michaela asked, have you done any famous people's diaries or just any person? I've done quite a few of just like regular people. But Anglesey, yeah. Corinne mentioned Anglesea's father was famous. She was like, yeah, in high society in Brooklyn in 1917. So she was like pretty well off. Her dad was an architect and a mural painter. He actually painted he was one of the people who painted the ceiling of the Grand Central Station. I don't think it's the Grand Central Station. The big mural, it's like a constellation, like the heavens, I think it's called, something of the heavens mural. It has since been repainted. Like it's not his painting anymore, but he did the original one. And her brother-in-law, so her older sister got married in the 1917 diary in that year, and she married a man named Buckminster Fuller, who is quite famous. Some of you might recognize him. He's an engineer and basically like a visionary. Kayla, I just saw that you joined our group. Yay! Welcome. Let me know if you have any trouble getting into the Patreon. I'll help you. You should get an email from Patreon getting into the Discord is what I meant. You should get an email from Patreon that says like welcome and gives you a link to click on, but if you have any trouble, just let me know. So Buckminster Fuller was like, he was a bunch of different things. He was an architect, a designer, an inventor, and he is Anglesea's brother-in-law, and he's mentioned in the diary all the time. She calls him Bucky. He designed the geodesic dome that later was like, I guess, whatever modeled off for Epcot. He didn't build the one in Epcot, but he built all these dome homes, and there's still some around. He had this vision that people would live in domes, and he was really into like trying to design sustainable housing that was like easily mass producible and what? Okay, I think someone should block that person. Maybe I can do it. That seems... Why hater? Because you're in here saying crazy stuff. Thanks, Nikki. Okay. Now I lost my train of thought. That was a weird thing to say. My sister's first entry said, woke up, got out of bed, dragged a comb across my head. Okay, well, whatever I was saying about Buckminster Fuller. Oh, thank you, yes. The housing could be easily reproducible. He designed some, a lot of these things didn't actually catch on, but he really did try. He designed a certain kind of brick. Stockade, I remember, okay, stockade building system. And it was like, I can't remember exactly, it was a long time ago since I read through it, but a certain type of material that created these bricks, and they had these holes in them so they would be easily stackable. And I don't think it worked out, but like he was really into dreaming that up. He built this crazy car. If this was in like 1930, I always show the video. There's a video of it driving and it's crazy. But then it ended up like there was an accident with a bunch of people in the car. It had 3 wheels and it could turn on a dime. There was an accident and they stopped production of it and he couldn't make it anymore. So he went through a lot of like different crazy ideas, and he was an interesting guy. Anyways, sorry, I got really distracted by that person coming in here. Okay. Father called at Omar Wheelock's. Oh, Caitlin joined too. Welcome, Caitlin. Again, let me know if you need help getting in. Yay, so exciting. Father called at Omar Wheelock's and saw Otis Wheeler and wife just at night. I know. Yay, Kate. Thank you for saying it's me here, because I have a hard time remembering whose handles on TikTok match who on the Discord. It's kind of tough, so always remind me if I don't recognize it. So cool. Thanks for keeping his thoughts alive. Lost my train of thought. I did the work in the house. Yeah, I could talk about Anglesea's diary forever. There was a picture that I found. It's been so long that it's like hard for me to remember like how I can find them. So Anglesea's, the one who wrote the 1917 diary, her family had a summer home, and it's now a museum. And I went there a couple of times, and I actually did this is not the website I wanted. I did a presentation there where I presented about her diary. It was really fun. That was, I think, 2 years ago now, which is crazy. Or was it last year? I think it was last summer. There's a picture on here that I found. It's in like gallery or something. Here. It's like way in here. Hold on. I came across this place when I started researching her and like had no idea this belonged to her family, this house. She was married in this house, like in this room. This is where Anglesea got married. And Anne, her older sister, Anglesea's in this picture. She's right here. Her older sister, Anne, was married there. in 1917, and this is a picture from her wedding, and this is Buckminster Fuller. So it's pretty cool. You remember watching the live for that? For Anglesy's diary? Oh, for the presentation? Oh, I'm glad you watched it, and I'm glad it worked. I did not, Ian was the man who was in charge of that day. I was so nervous. Oh, this was the last day anyways of February. Okay. So we'll continue with March next time. I'll spend a little bit of time doing some poking around, some research, and then we'll see. I can't wait to go stalk your website. Yay. Feel free. There's so much information on there. Okay, so let's do some searching. We don't know a ton about like where these people were or anything like that because we just started, but we can definitely try. I guess I wrote down a few names. There's also a few that I didn't get to write down. Why don't we start with Omar Wheelock because he's right here and I didn't write him down. And Otis Wheeler. Well, Otis Wheeler is probably a family member. Let's go back to Myrtie. Okay. See if there's an Otis. Not as easy as I thought. Okay. Well, we might have to search in the trees for that then. But let's go on to Ancestry. And let's look for, well, sometimes Find a Grave is easier to start on because we can get birth and death dates that way. We're looking for, some of these names are pretty specific too. Omar Wheelock in, let's say, Washington County, Vermont. Ooh, a couple of them. Oh, and they're both in Calais, if I'm saying that right. I clicked on him because he's got a picture. Okay. So, oh, okay, hold on. This is the other one, I think. Who, okay, he only lived 1 year. So this is not him. This is him. Okay, so this is Omar Wheelock, I'm assuming. I think we can assume because he's from the same town. Look at his hair. Got a little curl. Cool. Okay. Let's put him in here. I need to get this organized. Right now it's just a dropping ground. What I do is I put the typed entries into here like a little scrapbook, and then I put the pictures next to it. So like when she mentions Omar Wheelock, I will put his picture next to it. And I'll link this. Okay, there's Omar. Yay. Okay, I'm going to write down Otis Wheeler because we didn't find him, so I'll add him to the list. And I'll send this list to the diary detectives. What website is this? I was on findagrave.com to find his picture, but I'm all over the place on different websites. Chauncey Hunt. That seems like a name that we're gonna get a hit. Let's see. And again, I'll put, what was it? Washington County. Some clips in Discord about Van Ornum. Okay, I'll click on them in a second. Thank you. Chauncey. Ooh, there's a few. Okay, now let's see. There's Montpelier. Did I say it right this time? When he mentions Chauncey, what is he talking about? Father called at Chauncey Hunt's. He didn't give any information about if it was in Montpellier or Worcester. Guessing by the date, it has to be the top one. Oh, true. Well, no. Could be him. Montpellier. Okay. Montpellier. Okay, I'm never gonna get that. Yeah, it can't be this guy. Okay, so it could be him. I bet this is maybe his son or something. Ooh, that picture gives me the creeps. I don't know why, but isn't that kind of creepy? Okay. How would we figure that out? Where is Philo Brown from? Montpelier. Everybody says it different. Montpelier. Okay, he's from Calais. All of these towns are close enough to each other, though, that they've been back and forth, so I don't know which one it could be. Chauncey. Let's see. Chauncey Earl Hunt doesn't have a picture. Oh, his dad is Chauncey Nathan Hunt. Oh, okay. He died already, though. So is his dad Chauncey? Yeah, okay. So this is his Wait. Chauncey Hunt had a son named Chauncey Hunt, who had a son named Chauncey Hunt. Okay. It's grandson, father, grandfather. Okay. So either way, it's one of the family. Brown is a very common last name in Vermont. Yeah, I think it's a very common name everywhere. Unfortunately, that's a tough one. But his name was Philo, so we found him pretty easily. But Chauncey Hunt is a pretty unique name. So I'm going to say it's the grandfather. And if we find out otherwise, we'll come in and change it. But we don't have a picture of the grandson right now anyways, so here's Chauncey. My grandma was from Vermont, last name Brown. I wonder if she's related to Philo. Okay. Ooh, I don't know, that picture, something about it. Okay, so we found Chauncey. Check. Lizzie Fowler. Let's look up Lizzie Fowler. And we could even look up, like, we can go further now that we have Chauncey's information. So he was born in 1823, died in 1907. Birth year 1823. Was it Worcester, Vermont? It's the eyes, yeah. Oh, I forgot. I have things to click on in Discord, too. Oh, there's some pictures of him from a private member. A lot of them. All right. We got any pictures that are viewable? I don't think so. That's a lot of pictures. You could really dig into him. Okay. Yeah, his son was a doctor. He might have been a doctor too. Let's see on newspapers, because he died only a couple of years later, right? 1907. Chauncey Hunt. 1907. Vermont. Chauncey Hunt, one of the prominent citizens of Worcester, died yesterday morning at the home of D.K.G. Hunt, his son, after an illness of 2 weeks with a complication of diseases. Mr. Hunt was 84 years old. He was born in Washington, Vermont, but had lived nearly all his life in Worcester. He had been honored with nearly every office of trust in the gift of his townsmen and had represented Worcester in 3 sessions of the Vermont legislature. He is survived by 4 sons and 3 daughters. His funeral will be held at his late home at 1. Okay. So that's one thing. This one is more... Hold on, I'm reading ahead. He was one of the first settlers of Hampshire Hill. Purchased a 300-acre farm. That's crazy. Okay. And I saw this one. Oh, yeah. Anna Maria said, you're so lucky to have access for all these documents. I have a subscription to this, so I pay for it. But it is really nice. Chauncey Hunt says he is not too old to be president. But he died that year. He lately sold his farm, crops, and stock in Worcester and gives possession in October. Well, he definitely was prominent because his obituary is in the newspapers like 50 times. Okay, so we have Chauncey. Oh, Lizzie Fowler will be next. So she's probably Elizabeth. It could be the buffalo, thrasher or thresher. Elizabeth Fowler. Still lucky in my country. It's so hard to find something about some people. Yeah, it's different. Places have different access. Definitely. I think Ancestry, the one that I'm on, is pretty worldwide. But yeah, newspapers.com probably. I don't know how like widespread their newspapers that they have are. I'm mostly just searching in the U.S. though. So. Okay, let's see what Lizzie Fowler was up to here. Lizzie Fowler, the principal witness, testified a little. Oh, what did she testify to? Okay, hold on. The case of the state versus Elton Taylor will go to the jury late this afternoon. The evidence was closed. It was stated that the arguments and charge would be made during the afternoon, which means a long afternoon session. Okay, they're not telling us what happened. Okay. Lizzie Fowler, the principal witness, testified a little, and then Homer Camp, deputy sheriff, and state's attorney Gates took the stand to tell how Miss Fowler made her way last Saturday to Dr. Lamb's office in Barry. Someone told me it was pronounced Barry. Without being told, Dr. Lamb had testified that the girl had never visited his office. Okay, so something happened. A little later, Conductor Kesson was out on the defense to tell about carrying the Fowler girl past the Morse block in Barry, and Saturday how he stopped the car for her and pointed out the block. This was the building in which Taylor's office was located, to which the witness had testified going. Okay, so something happened where the doctor said that she never came, but she did. I wonder what the issue was. Let's see if there's anything else. This is in 1909. Let's just focus in on 1909, see if we get any more information. I know, I want to know about the case. This is how we go down a bunch of rabbit holes. Oh, there's nothing else. What the heck? Maybe 1908. Oh, let's see. Miss Lizzie Morgan. Not her. Nothing. Okay, maybe Elizabeth Fowler. Nothing. Really? Yeah, maybe. Sometimes they do, oh, here, hold on. I think this might be it. Sometimes they do give more information. Ah, yeah, okay. Defense putting up a strong fight in the Taylor case. The defense in the Elton Taylor case is an alibi, and the respondent's counsel introduced evidence yesterday and today to show that the dates alleged by the complaining witnesses, Elizabeth Fowler, that she was in the company of the respondent. Oh, this is so hard to follow. He was in another place and on 2 or more occasions was in Barry, some 16 miles distant from Worcester. Among the witnesses examined yesterday afternoon were the father and brother of the respondent. Mr. Taylor runs the hotel at Worcester where the dances are held. He and Clinton, his son, testified to conversations had with Elizabeth Fowler in which, listen, oh my God, Philo Brown, in which she mentioned the jealousy of Philo Brown, her stepfather. That's hilarious. He comes up. On one occasion, Mr. Taylor heard a whistle, and she said that it was Philo. What? The defense tried for 20 minutes during the afternoon to get before the jury a statement that the Fowler girl had made about Taylor having a lot of money. Not all boys and young men are attending the trial of this case, for by actual count yesterday afternoon, 20 gray or bald-headed men were found occupying the front seats. What? Yeah, I don't know what this is. Maybe there's more information. Okay, let's see. This is the one I just read. Yeah. Okay. Elizabeth Fowler. She was on the stand nearly all afternoon at 4:45, and at 4:45 last evening, the state asked the court to suspend on the redirect examination until morning, as to give her an opportunity to rest. She testified to receiving $25 and placing $10 in the savings bank and buying a $15 buggy. Oh, look, another name. Romeo. This guy was mentioned. Romeo Van Orman. Or maybe it's just Rome. Small town. Rome, or Romeo Van Orman, the first witness for the defense, testified that on May 8th, Taylor was at a dance in Worcester, left the hall at 11, and Frank Harriman testified that he spent the night with him and next morning went to George Hull's. I'm pretty sure she mentioned Hull, too. Geo Hill. George Hill and Lizzie Fowler. Okay, hold on. This is crazy. February 14th. Could it be Hull? No, it definitely looks like Hill. Okay. Let's go back there. Dean Van Orman also testified that Taylor was at the dance and remembered it as that was the last dance he played to in Worcester. The witness raised a smile when on cross-examination he said he told his story as he did because he didn't have it by here. Charles Mills testified to having a prescription for glasses filled May 15th in Barrie. Testimony was also introduced to show the respondent was in Barrie on May 1st and May 2nd, dates named by the complaining witness to show that he was not in Worcester at the time alleged. Oh, sorry. You should slide it to the... Oh, really? Oh, sorry. I didn't see that. Okay. So it sounds like... I don't know. I'm on Elizabeth's side. But I don't really know what happened. We'll probably go over. State case may not be finished. Oh, charged with adultery. But what? Wait. Was Elizabeth Fowler his wife? Or someone who saw him committing adultery? The case cannot be finished this week. Let's find out. Elton Taylor. Let's find him. Maybe if we look him up, we can find more about like the origin of the case. I know, this is juicy. This happens a lot where like you end up on in a rabbit hole. I love drama. Elton Taylor is not coming up. Not year, time, place. E. Taylor? No, he wouldn't have been 70 years old, right? It's kind of crazy. Okay, I don't want to lose my search, so I'm going to open up a new one and look up Elton Taylor. And what year was that? 1909? So much better than reality TV. Okay, here. The next case taken up was the State versus Elton Taylor of Barrie, charged with adultery. The complaining witness being Elizabeth Fowler, who resides in the edge of Calais, and the offense is alleged to have taken place in Worcester on May 1st of this year. So what does that mean? The complaining witness? Does that mean his wife? Or someone who saw him? A sentence to pay $500. Court then resumed. Oh, okay, that's different. Okay. Sentence was passed in Washington County Court today. It's so funny that cheating on your wife, like, was brought to the state courts. Who recently convicted of adultery. The court imposing a fine. Oh, so all his buddies said they were at a dance with him, and that he wasn't. In pronouncing sentence, Judge Waterman stated that there were certain circumstances which made him think a fine would be better in this case than any other punishment. Following that, okay, that's different. This is how the Coldplay adultery couple situation would have played out in 1909. Yes. Oh my gosh. Oh my god. Wait. Increasing the bonds of Taylor from 500 to 1,000. The bail was furnished by Mrs. Pryor of Barry Taylor's mother-in-law. The case will probably be taken to the Supreme Court. So his mother-in-law paid his bail? The sound changed. What sound? My sound? I don't know how. Oh, it says unstable internet connection. That might be why. It might kick me off. It said Mrs. Taylor was by his side. What the heck? Okay. We need to figure out who he was married to. Okay, couldn't connect. Am I frozen? My internet's having a little bit of trouble. I know, Supreme Court for cheating. Now it's just like you get blasted on TikTok, maybe. Okay, what am I doing? I'm looking up Taylor, or is his last name Taylor? His last name is Taylor. So Lizzie Fowler just is like, no, I saw him. She's not his wife. Elton Taylor. I'm going to try putting in all of Vermont. Did I do that already? I only got him. Elton. Okay, so now I'll go on Ancestry. Or let me try. Maybe he left Vermont after he was. It's not him. There's a lot of Elton Taylors. Okay, I'm gonna go on Ancestry. This happens all the time, Corinne. I don't remember either. Elton Lehman Taylor. Okay, let's do... Oh, and there is something I have to go to Discord and click on things that were sent there. So hold on. Why is this like small? Hold on. It's annoying. It's like minimized there. Okay, search. It's nearly 1 a.m. here and I'm hooked on this 1905 drama. Fall asleep to it. Elton Taylor. Barry, Vermont. I don't know when he was born, but we'll say, should we say he was, we'll guess, or someone said Lehman. Oh, there's too many. Should I guess the same year that Myrtie was born? Died in 1904, you think? Okay, so, or 1914, I mean. Let's just do that and see if we get him. Elton Lehman Taylor. Okay. This is him. Must be. He was an optometrist. Okay, yes. She went, oh, okay, this makes sense. I was like, when I was reading, there was something about someone getting a prescription for glasses. And I was like, what the heck does that have to do with anything? Because he was an optometrist. And she was probably, yes. Oh, I wonder if she walked in on something. Okay, this is interesting. Frank, his father's Frank. Does it have his wife on here? He died from tuberculosis. It doesn't say single, married, widowed, or divorced. Okay, that's interesting. Oh, okay. So he's saying he didn't do this. He was in this other place at a dance at this time and he stayed overnight with his friends. But she's like, no, I went to his office. I visited the doctor in this other town where he's saying that he wasn't. That's what it was. She is the witness that's saying, no, he wasn't there. He was there because I went to his office. Oh, I love that. And he testified that she never went to his office. But then it did say that the guy who took her maybe gave her a ride, or like she paid for a ride to get to the doctor's office. He dropped her off there. He testified he dropped her off at the doctor's office. Oh, that's crazy. I love that. Now it's making sense. All comes together. Okay, now let's see. Long struggle ended. Dr. Elton Taylor passed away last night from tuberculosis. Following an illness of tuberculosis which began 4 years ago. He leaves his wife, so she stayed with him. His wife and one daughter. Miss Marion Taylor, his parents. Deceased was born in Washington. He began an apprenticeship as a stone cutter. And then he became an ophthalmologist or optometrist. Until 1910, when his health began to fail. For 4 years thereafter, he pluckily fought to overcome the disease which had attacked him. Private funeral. I gotta know more about, like, the origin of this. Like, why was he charged with adultery? If his wife was, like, on his side, who is saying that he did that? I want to see if he's only in 2 trees. 1870 to 1914. Okay, hold on. 15 December 1914. Not him. Okay. Yeah, the wife probably didn't want the scandal. Okay, we need to look up Elton Taylor. Oh, we were looking up Lizzie Fowler. That's why this all started. Elizabeth Fowler. Okay, Elton Taylor. Was it May that they said that he did that in? May, okay, or maybe it was 1908. Let's see what's going on in 1908. Okay, this definitely, there's nothing about it in 1908. So let's start, let's just go through 1909. See when the first article about this madness was. Nothing in May. June. Nothing in June. July? August. September. Elton Taylor of Bury was in county court at 3 this afternoon to answer to an indictment in the matter of something. Bail for him was taken up at recess. Fixing? Oh, what am I doing? We're still in 1909. October. Okay. Charged with adultery. The complaining witness being... What is the respondent? that case being disposed of, the trial of the state versus Elton Taylor. The first witness was Elton Taylor. Oh. Wife of the respondent. Maybe Mrs. Elton Taylor? As the certificates of their marriage had not been found, she was placed on the stand to testify of their marriage, which she said, that's crazy, which she said took place on December 21st, 1891. The Reverend J. Edward Wright of Montpelier, I said that wrong, being the officiating clergyman. After her, Mrs. Philo Brown, we have a picture of her, mother of the complainant in the case. Wait. Hold on. The complainant would be the person who filed it, right? Oh, Lizzie Fowler. Okay. She's Philo Brown's daughter. Okay, hold on. Go back. Oh, which tab was it? Here. Yesterday afternoon. Okay, that's not the same thing. They don't give us any real information. Such drama. It's still very unclear. As to like who filed this lawsuit. And how did Lizzie get caught up in it? Well, because she's his patient. Fined $500. Oh, the respondent, I think, is him. I know. I wish they said who it was with. Okay, anyways. Maybe it's with Lizzie. How much would 500 be today? Let's see. And we'll change it to 1909. $500. That's about, whoa! $17,000. $17,662. Crazy. Wonder who he had to pay it to. Okay. Well, so we found Lizzie. It'd be cool if we found a picture of her, but maybe we got stuck on this, like, maybe we'll find, if I just keep looking, her obituary. Guy Wheeler. I wonder if he's related to Myrtie and Lizzie Fowler were married. Okay. So she was married in 1911. – Okay, so now she's Lizzie Wheeler. Mother Gray's sweet powder for children? Oh god, who knows? How long ago did I see that? Was that in the last thing I had open? I could just search it. Let's see. Mother Gray's sweet powder for children. Many school children are sickly and take cold easily, are feverish and constipated, have headaches, stomach, or bowel trouble. Mother Gray's sweet powders for children. Oh, I bet they taste sweet. Used by mothers for over 30 years. Are pleasant to take and a certain relief. They tend to break up a cold in 24 hours, act on the stomach, liver, and bowels, and tend to correct intestinal disorders, and destroy worms. 10,000 testimonials like the following from mothers and friends of children telling of relief. Originals are on file in our offices. I think Mother Gray's sweet powders for children are grand. They were recommended to my sister by a doctor. I'm giving them to my little 3-year-old girl who was very puny, and she's picking up wonderfully. We have used Mother Gray's sweet powders for children at different times for the past 9 years and have always found them a perfect children's medicine and very satisfactory in every case. Get a package from your druggist for use when needed. Do not accept any substitute. Let's look it up. Mother Gray's sweet powders for children. A mild laxative. Oh, it says it right here. A mild laxative and a carminative. Directions for children over 3 years. 1 powder at night, 1 in morning. 1 to 3 years. 1/2 powder at night, 1/2 powder in the morning. Wait, you give them more if... Oh, over 3 years. Okay, I see. And then 1 to 3 years. For adults, 2 powders at night, 2 powders in the morning. Take before or after meals as desired, preferably before. Dissolve in a tea or a tablespoon of warm water. Can be mixed with syrup, sauce, or jelly. The powders are generally laxative. A free movement of the bowels usually results from 1 dose at night and 1 in the morning. Lovely. In severe cases, temporary constipation dose may be repeated. Warning. In case of any symptoms of appendicitis, no laxative should be used. And you should see your doctor immediately. Not recommended for children under 1. Oh, this is what's in it. Mandrake, licorice, sulfur, sugar, anise, bicarbonate soda, is that just baking soda? And slippery elm. Are any of those bad for you to eat? Mandrake. Mandrake toxicity is high enough that it could get a novice or even an expert user killed or in the hospital. Oh my god. Ingesting parts of a mandrake plant, it's like from Harry Potter, can cause a range of adverse effects, including hallucinations, delirium, convulsions, and even death. I call bogus, but what do we know? Yeah, sulfur doesn't sound like something you should ingest either. Let's keep looking this up and see when it was... Oh god. Website looks bad. I know, everything from that time period was like, you would never, want to have any of them now. Sometimes you can find things, though, that, like, document when the company was, sulfur needed to live in his Okay, but are you supposed to, like, just eat straight sulfur? I've never heard of that. Sometimes you can find when they, like, went out of business. Her sweet powders walked so that Pepto could run. Well, obviously you should not ingest mandrake. It is generally not recommended to ingest elemental sulfur as a supplement. Okay, so sulfur is found in foods. Consuming, well, listen to this. Consuming large quantities of elemental sulfur can cause gastrointestinal issues like diarrhea and nausea, which is what her powders were supposed to do. That's crazy. I wonder if sulfur tastes sweet. No. Okay. Well, she put sugar in it, actually. Wait, she's related to Myrtie? No. The screaming baby plants from Harry Potter? Yes, no, seriously, those are, yeah, mandrakes. Oh, sorry, you were responding to It's Ken. Just found that Lizzie Fowler gets married to a man. Yes. They, I think that he's probably related to Myrtie. Diarrhea to counteract constipation. It's easy. Oh my god. Just feed it to your newborn baby. Actually, they don't recommend it under year 1. Okay. What the heck were we doing? So we found Lizzie. We could find Otis Wheeler. I don't know. It's kind of getting late. Let's see what Ian's up to if he's on his way home. That will determine if I'm going to log off or not. Ian's at trivia again. He's still triviaing. Reading an article on this stuff. It says it can cause mercury poisoning, but the ad says it's as harmless as milk. So there's mercury in it? They didn't list that. Well, there might be other powders too. That was just one that we saw. Okay, that's crazy. I know, sometimes just poking around in these newspapers. The Adjust-A-Light. Oh, I like this. The handiest lamp you ever saw. No matter what you need light for. Sewing, reading, shaving, working. Here's a lamp that will give you all the light you want. Exactly where you want it. What? It's a great way to sell a lamp. I want one. Let's see what it looked like. What year was that in? Probably 1909. I don't think mercury is still in vaccines. Is this the Adjust-A-Light? It is. It's like a desk light, like a clamp light. That's funny. That's cool. Adjust-A-Light. Okay. What else we got? Too fat. Reduce 10 to 60 pounds or more. Under $100. That's a lot of money. By Coraine System. Obtain oil of Coraine at any busy drugstore or write for the free brochure to Coraine Co. Become slender by best method. No salts, no thyroid, no starving, no tedious exercising. Delightfully easy. Rapid reduction. Improves health, symmetry, efficiency. Add years to your life. Let's look that up. Korein. Maybe they spell it differently now, but that's what it said. I bet by using those same powders as the other product, yeah. The modern day Ozempic, or the Ozempic is the modern day Korean oil. I'm not finding it. Oh, okay. Korean pine nut oil. This is the oil of Korean. Korean Co. Nope. Okay. Robust children. A child should not look pale, thin, or worn. Such condition denotes malnutrition. To keep up growth and robustness, a child needs plenitude of food rich in vitamins. Scott's emulsion, abundant in growth-promoting properties, is an ideal supplemental food that could well be a part of the diet of every growing child. Children always do well on Scott's emulsion. Let's see what's in Scott's emulsion. At the top, you need to click under results. I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, like on Google? At the top, you need to click under the results where it says show results for. Oh, here? I'm just not getting anything. Scott's emulsion. Wait, it's still around? Oh my god. It's still a thing. Oh, bye, Corinne. Have a good night. I'm gonna log off soon anyway. Wow. Cod liver oil. Well, that's something that people still take. That's so funny. It succeeded. It didn't kill anybody. Scott's emulsion is growing food for children and is totally free from wine, alcohol, or any harmful drugs. It was supposed to help build resistance to rickets. Wow. As palatable as milk. They love comparing everything to milk. The great flesh producer. Wow. All right, well, that's nice to see one that's actually, that didn't like kill a bunch of people. There was one that I looked up a long time ago. It was a tooth powder, and it was supposed to like whiten your teeth or something. And I looked it up, and it was causing people's teeth to fall out. It's cod liver oil. I remember people in 1930s movies taking a spoonful of cod liver oil. Yeah, I guess it really stuck around. Now people eat fish oil. Or don't eat it. They take it in pills. Kemp's Balsam will stop the tickle that makes you cough. Because you can't cough if you're dead. Kemp's Balsam. Okay. Throat and lungs. Oh, not AI, no. Stop. What's in it? Okay, can we read it? Read sideways. Kemp's Balsam is manufactured by Orator F. Woodward, Leroy, New York. An old something remedy for coughs, cold, bronchitis, asthma, grip, influenza, and whooping cough, and all types of lung diseases. Take small doses, just enough to wet the throat when you feel like coughing. Sold by druggists and medicine dealers everywhere. Oh, that's another language. Okay, I thought it was going to tell us what was in it. No, I guess they don't need to. Oh, maybe it's here. No. That's crazy that they don't need to tell you what's in it. All the way from colds to diseases, strong product. Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of those old medicines, they're like, it cures everything. Like, they'll just list off like tons of different diseases that it supposedly cures. Can we just like flip through here? Yeah, all these old ads are crazy. Oh, look. This is cool. That's still around. Yes, that's true. They did. They put Coke a lot in their product. I could read old newspaper ads for... I know. I could poke around too for hours. That's pretty cool. Vicks Vapor Rub. Nowadays, they probably don't say it's emergency treatment for pneumonia. They're probably not legally allowed to say that. Chloroform, yep. Old false teeth. Ew. Old false teeth bought in any condition. Highest prices for old gold, silver, and platinum. That is funny. If too thin. Okay, we've got another one. If you're too fat, if you're too thin, everyone just takes all these powders. And it'll make you whatever you want to be. Oh, this is cool. I actually have a bottle with that label on it. It doesn't look like that bottle, but it's like a rectangle bottle, but it has Bellans on it. Where I grew up at my parents' house, there's a farm trash pit in the woods. And I used to dig through it and find old bottles and stuff. And one of them was that. I did a lot of research on all the different companies and stuff. Oh my god. For infants, invalids, and growing children. Okay. Fur. Oh, cool. And your name is Addie, too. Alright, well that was a fun little side quest. I liked how someone said it was a side quest. I'll be on next Thursday again. We'll read through March of Myrtie's Diary. And for those of you who missed it, we have 2 more of Myrtie's Diaries coming our way. Very exciting stuff. I need to take all of these things and put them in here and organize this. I'll be working on that. But it was nice to see everybody. This was a really big one today. Big live. So, I'll see you guys next Thursday. Thanks to my new diary detectives. I hope that you were able to get into the Discord, and if not, let me know. Yeah, Kayla, if you need help, let me know. So, who lost the adults case and who filed? I don't know who filed, but the guy lost and he had to pay like $17,000. So, don't cheat on your wife. But then his wife stayed with him. Was there a Fowler mentioned? Yes. Lizzie Fowler was Myrtie's friend. And she was the one who was all tied up in that adultery. Well, she wasn't. She was the witness that proved the case that the guy was a cheater. So, she was the star witness. All right. If you guys want to, you can sign up for my live event on TikTok. It's free to sign up for. It just gives you a notification. Or you can join my free Discord for announcements, or the Patreon Discord if you want even more. We're actually going to have a Diary Detective virtual meeting in a couple of weeks. I think most people voted for August 8th. Hold on. Oh, there was something in here I was supposed to click on too. Hold on. In Myrtie's thing. Some information about the Van Ornum family. Hold on. Okay, this has some information buried into it. I will find that and make it simpler for everybody. Okay, hold on. I wanted to just say, when is the video meeting? Oh, August 6th. Wednesday, August 6th. Most people voted for it then. So that's going to be our next Diary Detective meeting. All right, everybody. Have a good night. I'll see you next Thursday at 6. That was fun. It's exciting starting a new project. All right. Bye-bye. Bye, Nikki. Happy birthday, Rachel, if you're still here. All right. Bye, everyone.